Chapter 7. Harvey's Friend. Whether the days were fine or foggy, they all held new things for Harvey to learn. Some of them were personal, like Dan's entrusting him with his secret about the name Hattie S. on his dory. The real Hattie had sat in front of Dan last winter at school. Being 14, she had a contempt for all boys, but that had not stopped Dan from losing his heart to her. Swearing Harvey to secrecy, he had shown him his most precious possession, a lock of Hattie's hair. Sitting behind her, he had simply clipped it without her knowledge. Another lesson was personal to Harvey. He got boils between his elbows and wrists where his wet jersey and oilskins cut into the flesh. Dan watched them with a professional eye. When he judged them ripe, he treated them with Disco's razor. "Now that you've been blooded," he told Harvey, "you're a real banker. It's one of the things that happens to all of us." Disco taught him to steer. Nothing thrilled Harvey more than feeling the ship respond to his hand. Without knowing it, he imitated Disco's peculiar stoop at the wheel, as if that were also part of steering correctly. But pride in his learning tripped him up once in a while. A combination of wind and forgetfulness about which sails were set brought Harvey a small wreckage. The staysail ripped right through. For the next few days he spent his leisure time in mending the torn sail, under the instruction of Tom Platt. Harvey was awkward with the needle, but did a fair job for a beginner. This opinion was given to Long Jack by Platt, along with another one. "I wonder, could Disco be wrong about the boy's madness? He strikes me as sane as you." Long Jack agreed, and over their evening meal suggested to Disco that he must be mistaken about the boy. Disco chewed for a while, then said, "Well, here's how I figure it. He was crazy as a loon when he come aboard, but I'll allow he's sobered up considerable since, so I must have cured him." Harvey missed another chance to distinguish himself, but Long Jack saved the day. The We're Here met a French fishing boat, and waves and calls were exchanged. "I'm plumb out of tobacco," complained Uncle Salters. "I bet they got plenty for sale." When the rest of the crew announced a similar shortage, Disco agreed to send a dory over. "I ain't so sure you can make yourself understood," he told Long Jack. "I speak French," piped up Harvey. "Tabac is the word for tobacco." Long Jack turned to him excitedly. "Well then, Harvey, you come along to interpret." Harvey was rushed to the rail with the crew surrounding him, and he bellowed, "Tendez nos sommes venat pour tabac." The Frenchman called back, "Ah, tabac!" Long Jack and Harvey were quickly launched in a dory and hauled up on the foreign boat. There Harvey stated the quantity of tobacco needed and announced the price. Silence met his efforts. He went through his request again. One of the Frenchmen stepped forward and answered, but Harvey had no idea what he was saying. And beyond the one word tabac, they didn't understand Harvey. When Long Jack realized that Harvey didn't speak or understand the French used by these men who fished the banks, he waded in with gestures and arm waving. The French crew responded in a like manner, and soon a trade was arranged. Harvey was then sent back for cocoa tins and bags of crackers. A swap was made, and he and Long Jack returned to the We're Here with numerous cakes of chewing and smoking tobacco. After shouting "tabac" at him, but he took it good-naturedly. The truth of the matter is that Harvey even welcomed the teasing. It meant that he belonged, that he was considered one of the crew by the crew. At times he thought about his mother. It was with impatience, for he was keen to tell her about his new life. He wanted her to know that he was accepted by these fine fishermen. Harvey's acceptance by the crew was most evident in the long conversations they had together when storms kept them idle. Manuel talked about pretty girls. Long Jack held them spellbound with tales of the supernatural, and Disco told of great whale hunts. Harvey's contributions to his conversations, descriptions of his life before the We're Here, began to be much appreciated because they were so foreign to the men. But since he was afraid of a wallop from Disco if he claimed the experiences for himself, he invented a friend. Harvey told of a friend who ordered 5 suits of clothes at a time, drove a coach with 4 ponies, and went to parties where the guests brought presents made of silver. The crew goggled to hear about the perfumes, small dinner parties, champagne, cigarettes with gold leaf tips, jewelry, and big hotels. Throughout it all, Dan and Harvey waited for the day when they could reveal who this friend really was.